and products and services, so we don't spend too much time there. I'm going to quickly talk about the group's corporate strategy. When we went through the website, we noticed the group is into a lot of growth and expansion in its business segments and markets. We noticed a lot of strategic alliances, joint ventures, partnership. It was constant in all the sectors, so we took it as a corporate strategy. And differentiation, customization of all your products to your customer requirements. These are amazing corporate strategies. But we need to point out something. This is a strategy map. And after we analyze your business, we notice that Big Room is stuck in the middle, making a value and a cost trade-off. So while Big Room is in the hybrid differentiation, you will notice that your competitors have focused on differentiation and they have focused their differentiation. They are not making cost trade-offs anymore. So Big Room uses economies of scale, proprietary technology to achieve differentiation and low price relative to its competitors, while the competitors have settled over here. We made an overview of Big Room's operations. I just want us to run through it. We found out that the most important things for Big Room is to increase asset, improve cost structure, and expand their segments or revenues, because for long-term shareholder value. And then I want to point out the learning and group perspective. Human capital, information, and organizational capital are the strongest points of Big Room, and this is a strong strategy to employ. But there are strengths and there are weaknesses. Some core strengths we are able to outline: strong brand image. You mentioned Big Room, everybody knows Big Room, their awards, their recognitions, amazing. Asset management, plans, research. Big Room is making a whole lot of investment. We noticed that the debt to equity ratio was very, very nice. Despite having so much assets, Big Room has low risk. And then strategic focus, developing civilization, amazing focus. But then we have weaknesses. Big Room has focused so much on the energy sector, has underdeveloped other business sectors, like the digital division, the healthcare. There wasn't so much information and there wasn't so much focus on these sectors as much as there was on the energy, and we perceive that as a core weakness of Big Room. Lack of visibility. Big Room is very popular for its energy, but people do not know that Big Room is into digital. People do not know that Big Room is into industrial, although they know it's not very prominent as it should be. So Big Room is an energy company, but it's more diverse than that. I am going to hand over to my colleagues to take over. Thank you.
Since there are many segments and many sectors, but then what we found is it has only focused majorly on energy sector. And another areas to improve is it has also failed as a conductor by not investing that much in research and development technologies and other innovations in other areas except energy. And another area to improve is since Big Room already has strong image regarding energy, whenever we check any information, whenever we typed anything about Big Room, first thing that we found was about energy, about merger and acquisition, and in said website also we checked and we only found information regarding energy. So what it needs to do is, it also needs to increase its market share in other sectors. And the other one is, what can be the possible threats for Big Room? So according to our analysis, there are two major government policies in health sector which Thailand government supports, and another policy in transportation sector. So it should also grow its business in mainly in health sector and transportation sector. Energy sector, it has Big Room has competitive advantage in energy sector. Moving on to next, since we strategy choices and recommendations for Vigrim would be, as energy sector has always been its competitive advantage, and Vigrim has always been the highlight of the news for energy. So for the case of energy, it has been a cash cow, so it should keep investing on energy. And in case of transportation and real estate, it should increase more market share. And in terms of digital division and industry, it should extend into artificial intelligence and machine learning more. And in terms of lifestyle, it should, I think, invest more. That's all was my part. Now I'd like to give it to my friend.
Being a power company, one of the more visible, I guess, aspects of Vigrim is in terms of sustainability. As we all know, lots of power is generated through natural gas or like fossil fuels. So obviously we want to promote an image that Vigrim is moving on towards renewable resources, and this is like a common theme now in today's world, in which like people are always looking out for what's sustainable for the future. As we know, Vigrim is trying to increase its share of power generation through renewable resources from 10 to 30%, and that's a good initiative. However, I feel like this could also be increased more in terms of public perception from what people think as a power company.
Okay, let's move on. External environment. Artificial intelligence and renewable energy and 3D printing has a high medium to high positive impact on the brain. Basically, those technologies have the potential to positively influence the brain because the factor like digitalization could lower the company cost of operation and increase revenues in the future. And next, climate change and environmental pollution have negative impact on the brain. Actually, Vigrim has allocated considerable investment in effective CSR management. The company has been greenwashing as it has no evidence of incorporating the sustainable life 3R technology, EPR and PPP, and next, decline in export and slow growth in GDP, and high negative impact on Vigrim. Basically, Vigrim will be fluctuation in export demand, which will result in greater uncertainty and satisfy the potential growth of the company. And the last one, free movement of goods and Asian economic commodity is high positive impact on Vigrim. Because Vigrim being a B2B business, it will be affected positively. Free movement and good service and investment and throughout the Asian economy. And this is impact map. On the right hand side, you can see global warming and CO2 emission. 3D technology is high predictable. And on the left hand side, environment, regional and export and FDI will grow faster, and competitive innovation is a high impact on consumer industry. Okay.
So still we have, for the impact map, we still predicted some unpredictable trends which can impact the whole Vigrim map or even all the business operations, such as how deglobalization, technological singularity, and natural disaster, which can happen anytime, or like the time is not certain about it. So while talking about the future trends, we've come up with two sectors. One is predictable sectors, while the other one is unpredictable sector. The predictable sector is something like it can happen in a short span of time, such as the scarcity of resource, technological advancement, and finally the demographic change is happening quite drastically. So what about the scarcity of resource? What Vigrim can do in terms of technology and digitalization is that everyone is moving towards solar energy, but like even there's something biochar technology which can enhance the livelihood of rural people of Thailand. It can enhance the livelihood of rural people, as like there are a lot of waste such as the animal waste, agricultural waste, and even the food chips which are being wasted, and you can turn into energy drastically in terms of heat, electricity, etc. And while about talking about the demographic trends like Thailand, demographic change is also happening quite drastically. In terms of demographic change, the main impact is happening for the middle class people, where the size of middle class people is increasing drastically. And what that portrays is that the per capita income also rises with the rise in the middle class people. So definitely rising middle class people also creates a conscious consumer who prefers to switch towards a sustainable product or service provided by Big Green. So, and while talking about unpredictable trends, these are the hypothetical trends which we came up with while brainstorming our ideas. So technological singularity, it's a quite hypothetical term, which like the technology advances the human capacity. So for this, our thought of opinion is that they should focus, Big Green should definitely focus on advancing technology, but keeping in mind that the human capital should be also mobilized for the future enhancement. And deglobalization context is also another hypothetical term in which Big Green can work as in Thailand and in Asian countries to capitalize the market, and if possible they need to expand more than Asian countries to have a more market share as well as to enhance their revenue. And in terms of pandemics, like it's a hypothetical term that they should focus on cheap medical equipment and medicines which can support the livelihood of people around the whole globe. So what are the recommendations from this trends are like? Firstly, in this point we're trying to say that Big Green should have a growth mindset through which they can shift towards a blue ocean market and increase their revenue as well as market share. While they should also incorporate AI in their business model through which they can interpret big patterns of data and trends, and which can help to make decisions in future days or like for the upcoming days and the current days itself. And why AI technology for Big Green is that for this we have chosen restaurant and the lifestyle sector for Big Green. First is like for La Martina, we're trying to incorporate to use the virtual try-ons and the person through which the customer can experience the virtual, personalize their experience as well as choose what they look like when they choose. Because these three brands, these two, La Martina and Walmart, are considered to be one of the most exclusive and posh brands. So like by providing this thing, the customer can eventually know how do they look like. Eventually that's like something which can trick their mind within a second. So I think incorporating this idea would also be another thing. And while talking about Provence is considered to be one of the hygienic and organic food delivering restaurants. So I think like by incorporating such app, a customer can know what kind of food, what kind of ingredients, what kind of calories, what kind of proteins they are consuming by ordering this food. And like for me, like the contingency planning should be done in order to cope up with the future trends and possibilities.
So the key takeaways is that the world is constantly changing, and so will Big Green. Even if it has existed for 140 years, maybe it can exist for hundreds more years. And the thing that it has to keep in mind is a sustainable growth mindset, because as we know, the world and technology is changing more than ever before, and it's hard to predict what happens in the future, but it needs to be prepared for what's to come. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you so much, thank you. That was really well timed. And before I leave, can I have a quick group photo? Just with you guys together, so we can just show the students get out of campus from time to time. Maybe at the side, because if it's in front of here, it's going to make it darker. So guys, you can go around.
Shall we come?
Or
Everyone on this side, right?
yeah,
That's
so
the idea,
everybody this
right?
side, everybody this side.
So join us on this side, please.
In the middle.
Oh,
We mix up
Mix and match.
like that.
Perfect. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and maybe one more. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Okay. Right. I'm going to leave you now.